Hey folks, good morning and welcome to Aver Information's interactive flat panel webinar series. Today's topic is called Getting Apps, which of course talks about installing different applications on your interactive flat panel. So I'm your host, Sun Wong, for today. I'm our sales engineer and marketing specialist for our interactive flat panels. This is going to be a very interactive webinar. So if you guys have any questions throughout the whole webinar, feel free to ask me any questions on the live chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything or go over any features that you wish for me to go over at the end of this webinar. So our panel does come with an embedded Android operating system, Android 5.0, and it's completely unlocked, which means you're able and free to install different applications that you use in the classroom, such as ClassDojo, Duolingo. I think it has some other apps that I've done, ClassLink. So a whole bunch of different apps that you can install onto the panel and use with your students and whatnot. And there's a couple of different ways where you can install the applications, and we'll just jump right into them. So the panel itself does not have its own Google Play Store or Marketplace, but you can sideload them. I think the best way to do this, I believe, is through the built-in Android browser. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you have a panel, or you just want to follow along or just listen, go ahead and launch that Android browser. And the website we want to go to is called apkpeer.com. So this website actually has all the different applications on here that you can download completely for free. It's community driven, and it's a pretty reliable website that you can use for applications. Now, not every single application out there on this market is going to 100% work with the panels, just because these applications are made mainly for our tablets and phones, but a lot of them do. A lot of the applications do actually work. So what you can do once you get to this website is to simply search by pressing that little magnifying glass and searching for the name of the application you want. So if we can have someone type out an example application that they wish for me to download, maybe let's say Minecraft. So maybe let's try Minecraft. And we see one of these top search results on here. So we can tap it. And now from here, you have the option to download this APK. So you're looking for the .apk file to install onto the panel. So you can download it, or you can actually download the APK app itself. So the APK app itself is basically essentially a third-party Android Play Store or Google Play Store, which works really, really well actually. And that's the method I actually highly recommend. So I can actually press this to actually start downloading the application. And it prompts me if I want to download it. It's only like 8 megabytes, so it's quite short. So you can do it through this way, which I recommend. So I already have it downloaded here that I put on my home screen. And you can customize your desktop just like we do on our phones or tablets, just by pressing and holding different icons. So here I can press and hold to drag different icons to customize my desktop. Well, let's go ahead and launch apkpeer application. And now let's actually go to Minecraft. And so you can see here how many stars it has, how many comments from the community. I'm pretty sure that's a good app, but that one costs money. So let's find a free one. So here I'll just install this one. And now it says one application is downloading. So now it's gonna download, and now I'm prompted to install the application just like I am on a Google, any Android type of device. It's the same exact thing. Now the app is installed. I go ahead and open this. And now I'm in the application. I'm free to, move along with this application, even though I'm not really sure how to use it. But of course, we have a bunch of different applications I've already installed. There are some apps already pre-installed onto the panel that you'll be using a lot, such as our screen share. So the screen share one is come to the panel. As soon as you launch it, starts broadcasting its own panel name. So this is a very common, popular app that are exclusive to us. So for this to work, your device just needs to be connected to the same network. And I have an iPad here or a Chromebook, but it supports a whole bunch of different devices, as you can see on the bottom left here. For my iPad, just pull from underneath, go to AirPlay mirroring, then I see the Averboard name, select it, it's connecting, and right away, I'm already connected and casting my iPad to the screen completely wirelessly. So you can do this for your teacher devices or your student devices in the classroom. As a teacher, I can ask the students to cast their Chromebook or iPad to the screen to show the rest of the class what type of work they're working on. Or as a teacher, I can pull up different images like this, and of course, annotate over the images that I'm casting to the screen completely wirelessly like that. So it's a really strong and great tool. Once I'm finished, I just pull it from underneath. I go to AirPlay mirroring and turn off AirPlay mirroring. The same exact thing can be done with a Chromebook, and it's just as easy on a Chromebook or a Windows 10 device or even an Android device. So they're all very compatible with this application. And this application, remember, is exclusive to us, is tied in with our hardware. So you won't see any other manufacturers that have this app. So I'm just gonna boot up my Chromebook right now. And this is like my student Chromebook, and I'll show you just how easy it is to actually connect to this panel. So I'm gonna turn my Chromebook, connect to the same network, and now it's the same exact thing as an iPad or similar, or I tap from the bottom right, go to cast devices available, see my Averboard name, and press share. So now I'm already casting my Chromebook device to the screen. I can pull up my different lessons that I have, or as a student, I can show the class what I'm actually working on. And let's select an insect here. So now we're discovering and learning about bumblebees, where I'm, wirelessly casting my device here. Simple and easy, huh? To stop, I just go to the bottom right and press stop, and that's it. So now when you're at this screen, you're now ready for the next device to connect. Once you have a device connected, no other student or teacher devices can connect to the panel to steal that connection. So this is all going to be manually done through the application. Once you close out the application like this, the panel is no longer casting the network name or the panel name, so you don't need to worry about people connecting when you don't want them to. Another app we have is our built-in Sphere 2 application. This is the application you use to connect all of your AVer document cameras, if you have any AVer document cameras. So this is our completely wireless F70W that I have on the same network. And this guy, completely wireless. I can move around the classroom free, not bound by any wires. So it's a really, really great tool, really strong tool. You can already imagine in the classroom as I'm moving around, showing different students their work, or the students can grab the document themselves and become the teachers, where they can display what they're working on. And through this application, I can autofocus the camera. I can do things such as zooming in, zooming out, as well as changing the orientation of the camera. Then I'm also able to do my basic annotations. So I can do my basic highlighting, showing them what I'm working on. This also supports multi-touch, so it does have that up to 10-point touch. And this is just our basic Sphere 2 app, just to have that integration with our document cameras. Another application I'd like to show is, of course, our whiteboard application. So this is our built-in whiteboard app. So this lets you create different notes or work on different PDFs. If I start a new note, we have a very, very wide variety of all these different templates that we have supported. And I'll go through them so you can all see them. We got our standard white and line paper, but then we also have our grids, math and engineering, even support for music and sports, as well as your regular planners. So we got all those different topics all built into the panel. So if I want to do some type of, writing lesson, I can annotate with either my fingers or with the pens. So I'll grab a pen here. Let me find where my pen is. So here I'm just practicing writing my name in this app. And what's great in this application is that you actually have the option to select. So I can select different annotations that I've done. I can move and drag them around. I can change the size of them to make them larger. I can then manipulate it even further by changing the color of it. So I can make a custom color here. So let's go ahead and do that. Make a custom color. And actually, this custom color actually saves onto your palette too. Or I can adjust the thickness of this to make that a little thicker there. So there you saw me manipulate and change one of those S's. But then I can also do a group selection, so I can select my entire name here to do the exact same thing. Or I can just make a copy of it, go to the next page, and actually I can paste this. Now, one really cool thing here is that even when I fill up my entire canvas, I'll actually never run out of space because I can always pan and zoom in different directions like this. I can even pinch and zoom out so that I even have more space to write here. Oops, let's go back to my pen tool. So let's change the color, do a different color here. Let's do this one. So now I have even more space to be able to write. But initially I did fill up my entire screen. So I just use a gesture to pinch and zoom out. That's a gesture that we all know, that we're all familiar with, in order to do that. Additionally, you're always able to insert images into this application, into this board. So here in my gallery, I took a bunch of snapshots from my document camera from before. So let's go to this guy. So here I have a snapshot of my butterfly. So this is actually pulling up that image from my gallery. And I can crop this image to make it fit better, so I can get rid of these borders if I don't want these borders. So just like that, I can crop it and adjust it. Move this around, resize them. I can also do tools such as I can rotate it if I need to. So you have tools to be able to edit the image as well. And I'm going to label this document demo to save it. And now I can even export this to save it onto my Google Drive or OneDrive, whichever one I choose, because I have those linked up already. So you see I have Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive linked up. I can select my Dropbox to save it directly and upload it there. So right now I'm uploading and saving this document to that cloud drive. I could then go back to my file manager, go to cloud, go to my Dropbox, and now we see demo PDF, the one I just created and uploaded right there. So everything is done through the panel, all standalone. You don't need any other computer or any other technology to use with the panel. It's completely standalone feature like that. So setting up Google Drives and other cloud storage drives is extremely easy. You can do so through the file manager. And through here, we support a very wide variety of all these different types of cloud storage services through this application. So I just set up the three most popular ones, But of course, you can do any one of these. And of course, when using multiple apps on our phones and our tablets, we need to be able to exit out of them or double tap our iPhone or home button to see all those apps that are running in the background. There's two different ways to pull up the app manager. You can either do App Switcher, which then shows all my different backgrounding apps, or there is actually a hotkey or a quick way to pull that up if you're already inside the application, such as Whiteboard, and you want to be able to pull the App Switcher without having to go back home first. You can just press the arrow button and press and hold the home button. So this is a little Easter egg that we have in our user interface. And now we can either jump between different applications or we can just close out of apps, either by pressing the X button or just by sliding them like this. So this is something that we all familiar with, that we all use a lot in our daily lives. I'm sure I do that every day to get rid of all those background running apps I have on my phone. This is the exact same concept. So now we can just go home, and now we're back to Android home screen. We can always view all our apps by pressing this icon, which shows everything on here. I got a ton of different apps installed. Some of them, for example, was Schoology and Scratch Junior that some districts requested. But of course, you're free to install any applications you want or not install and prevent students from doing that. But that concludes this webinar for today. I know it was a very short one. It's a topic I covered before, but I just wanted to go over it one more time for a special request. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me in the chat or just email me after the webinar. I want to thank everyone for joining me today, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you so much for joining me today.